Welcome to the program. Our guest today is Senator Anthony Adefuye. He is an engineer, an APC chieftain. He is Senator of the Federal Republic, the Olugbo of Lagos, the Shobalojun of the Source, and the Imirine Zoroha one of Igbo land. You're welcome, Senator.
Thank you.
Senator, you are 78 and an accomplished engineer. But at what point in your life did you realize that politics is another route you would like to explore?
I never planned to be a politician. But I'll tell you what happened. During my graduation at Unilag, Chief Obasanjo was the visitor, and he was the one who came to present to us our certificates. And when it came to my turn, I grabbed his hand with two hands and was shaking him. And then there was an applaud from the crowd. And then when the applaud died down, he asked me, "What was that for?" And I said, if not for your free education, I won't be here today. So I'm so happy and delighted that you are the one who actually came to hand over my certificate. He now started shaking me, and then there was another applause. Now, when they wanted to start UPN, he now started finding out who was that man, and they should call me so that I will join the interview for those who want to become director of organization. Eventually, they located me, and I went to Ikene for the interview. At the end of the interview, he told me, yes, I am the one selected. And when will I start? I said, Baba, we have not discussed salary now. And I don't know what the salary will be. He said, you are the first to ask for salary. Others want to do it free. I said, Baba, those ones want to come and steal and not to come and serve. And then he said, okay, we will give you 1,200 naira per month, which was a big money at that time, because the normal salary for graduates at that time is 720 naira per annum. And then if you have been offered 1,200, that was good salary. I said, Baba.
That was when Naira had value.
When Naira had value. I said, Baba, my present salary is 34,600 naira. So how will I leave the salary of 34,600 naira to come and do 1,200 naira job? He said, then it means you don't want the job. I said, no, Daddy, I want the job. But this is the way I want us to agree. That 1,200 naira a month, I will donate it to the party every month. Select who is next to me. And every Friday, when I close from work, I was working in Papa then, I will drive straight to Ikene, and I will not leave until Sunday night. They said that was okay. Everybody was happy. I was happy.
And that was how you started?
That was how I started.
During the Third Republic, you were a senator. And that was the time June 12, 1993 election took place. An election that was judged to be the freest and the fairest, but was annulled by the then military head of state, Ibrahim Babangida. How close were you to MKO Abiola, and what effort did you make towards getting justice for that election?
I was in the Senate at that time, and I was his political advisor. I was everything Abiola that involves politics. Abiola will refer to me or will ask me directly. Well, in the struggle for justice that I'm speaking to you today is the grace of God. There were times I was being chased by gunmen just to eliminate me. During the second anniversary of June 12th, they came to arrest us in Owo, in Papa Jacin's house. What reason they didn't give us, but we learned some people sent information to them that we were holding meeting to disrupt the peace of the country on second anniversary of June 12th, which wasn't true. Our decision that day was that everybody should remain at home and nobody should go out, everybody should be peaceful so that there will be no problem. That was the message that we received. But unfortunately, some people sent wrong messages to them. And I ran to Lagos and went to a friend of mine who was living in the Butimeta and narrated to him everything that happened, how I managed to escape to come to his house. And after telling me all that, he now said, please excuse me. And after about 5-10 minutes, I didn't see him. I wanted to go to the toilet. Then I heard him telling somebody on the phone, please come and arrest the two of us. You can leave me later. Just arrest the two of us. You can leave me later. So I quietly made my way out and ran out. Now, I didn't want to run too far with my car because they will spot the car, they will tell people it was middle of the night. So it will be the only car probably on the night and they will just shoot. So I looked for an empty car park in that estate and blocked that car park. I parked my car there. At least the next day, if they don't find me, they will look for the owner of that car. So I walked to the beach, to the water side, and started walking down the water side. My aim was that I was going to come out in Cotonou. I don't know. I haven't walked 50 meters when these gunmen appeared from nowhere. And they were shooting, bah, go, bah. And I was running. After a while, I just gave up. Well, the time has come to die. And I fell down. If I kept running, they wouldn't have caught up with me. But I just got fed up. I fell down. As soon as I fell down, they ran. They thought the bullet hit me. They ran. After about 1 minute or two, when I didn't feel anything, I raised my head and saw that they have disappeared. It was then I moved away and stayed in the mainland hotel with a fictitious name for 1 month, Being in a room for 1 month, not going out, just looking for radio to know what is happening outside. It's as bad as being in prison.
Were you married at that time?
Yes. When they did not find me, they went to my house. They thought I was in the house and set my garage on fire, thinking that I would
With your wife and children in the house?
With my wife and children and my mom in the house. So it was the people in the area who came and rescued my wife and children and put off the fire, So they put soldiers who were not wearing uniforms in my street, watching for me. When you are in that state for months, not say for 1 day, not for 2 days, there's nothing as bad as that. So we're all being haunted like rats at that time.
And the ghost of June 12, 1993 continues to haunt Nigeria till date?
Of course it will. Because the MKO did not offend anybody and yet they killed him.
In few months from now, Nigerians will be going to the polls to select a new president. APC, you are a chieftain of that party, and the candidate you have fielded, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, many Nigerians have questions about him. A, they say that he's too old to run a country as vast and as complex as Nigeria. B, they are saying that APC should not be fielding a Muslim-Muslim ticket when Nigeria has a large number of Christians that should be represented. And C, that you are fielding someone from the southwest part of the country instead of someone from the southeast. So let's take this one after the other.
Thank you. It is the turn on the southwest. The southwest has never been president before.
But we've had Olusegun Obasanjo.
No, Olusegun Obasanjo is an Igbo man. He came from Anambra state. His father is an Igbo man.
Do you have evidence to this, sir?
My friend, it is he who should come out and say, no, he's not an Igbo man. Everybody knows that it's not a hidden fact. His father became the Obi of Onitsha. So let's put that aside. Zeke was also an Igbo man. The last president is an Igbo man. Three of the three presidents we have from the south, they are all Igbos. They are from the southeast.
Jonathan is south.
Jonathan Azikiwe, does also have people bear Azikiwe. There are Igbos in
the
the
Igbo-speaking
south
part of
yes.
the south.
Yes, the Igbo. Whether it's south or not, it's still Igbo.
Well, this is very controversial.
Look, it's still Igbo. That is apart. In our party, we had an agreement that if the president, if did not have the slot, it becomes the turn of the South. You see, when you begin to make it tribal, I know it's become Igbo's turn, it becomes Yoruba turn, then it's no more politics, you know. People must be able to choose whoever they wanted. But because of this Muslim, Christian, and so many languages, we decided, okay, let the North have it, and then the South will have it.
Rotate it.
And we'll rotate it.
Let's look at the Muslim ticket that your party is fielding.
Okay. The Muslim ticket. I personally went to Ashwaju, why a Muslim? And he asked me, what is the purpose of this election? Is it for us to win or for us to do Muslim Christian ticket? I said, of course, first of all, we must win. And if we must win, we must choose where our votes are going to come from. And we cannot deny whoever they send to us. We never have an agreement of Christian, Muslim ticket. But let me ask you a question. Presently now, we have a president that is a conk Muslim. And we have a vice president, a pastor, that is a conk pastor. Is the country benefiting anything extraordinary from that combination?
Well, Nigeria...
No, just... Are you benefiting anything from it? So why are you making it?
We cannot deny the fact, sir, that Nigeria is in a very sensitive state where we have never seen Islamic extremists kill Christians in the north and across the country like never before. So this is a sensitive time for the Christian community.
There was no time that the Muslims killed the Christians in the north. There was no time at all. Even when they came to the west to kill them in a war, you people said they were Boko Haram. But when they were arrested, were they Boko Harams?
Boko Haram
they were Southerners. They were not Boko Haram.
Boko Haram terrorists are very active in the
north. Boko Haram are very active in the northeast where they are. Not against Christians. They know what they are fighting for. I don't know what they are fighting for. But they are not killing Christians. They kill everybody, both Muslim and Christians. When they came to a war, you journalists say, yes, the Boko Haram, they're Christians. When we arrested them, they were all Christians. Most of them who who took part in that thing were Christians. Why? Why do people just decide to cause trouble in the country just because they want to win an election? Why sacrifice the blood of innocent people in the church? Don't you know when you go to the Catholic Church, that is the church of God, that you will suffer for it? Whoever planned it will never win the election.
You do not share the sentiment that it is insensitive of the APC to field in a Muslim ticket when Nigeria has a large concentration of Christians.
Tell me everywhere in the world where when they choose their candidate, they choose Christian Muslim ticket. Tell me anywhere in the world where they do so.
We're talking about Nigeria. No. We're talking about Nigeria.
No, when you are talking about Nigeria cannot be. I'm just telling you, it doesn't go that way. When you choose people to represent people.
Exactly.
Not to represent religion.
You have Christians.
Not to represent religion.
Muslims.
No, you don't represent religion.
Let's move to the third, the C part of my question, sir, which has to do with the age and the strength of the candidate you're fielding.
Look, let me tell you, all of you, you listen to political propaganda. I was in the Senate with Bola Tinubu, and we were there. And I knew I was older than him. Up to now, he still respects me that I'm older than him. I was not just being older than him. I think I'm older than him by about 8 years at that time. I remember he went to form under 40. Those of them who were under 40 or so. And I think I was 44 or 50, around those 49. And they said, well, I better join the other group rather than their group. So when people say, he's too old, he's too this and so on and so on. I'm 78. Do I look too old to be president?
You look strong. But Nigerians are worried that he's been traveling often to London for medical attention. Yes. And because of the experience Nigerians have had with President Buhari, they feel if he came into office, they may go through the same route again of having a president that spends most of his time outside of the country seeking medical attention.
Let me tell you. Number one, anywhere in the world where we have young people as president, there is war there, even right now. North Korea, Russia, now France. Look, presidency is not a thing that people will just say, it's for the youth or it's for this. No, you go in experience. And you can look at these three people who are our presidential candidates. They have all come from being councillors, being governor, so they have this experience. And very soon, I'm sure, after some few years now, it will not be North-South again. It will be the best candidate. Because at that time, all of you will have been so educated, you will have known look, don't let people deceive us. We've been North or we've been South. Let us look for the best candidate to rule this country.
You were among the delegates to the 2014 National Conference, and you are quoted to have said that if 99% of the report of the Confab were implemented, Nigeria would become a better place. My question is, as a chieftain of the APC, why has this government not made efforts to implement the report of that Confab?
Well, thank you for that question. They did not put up the conference. And the president then had 1 year before he left to send those decisions to the National Assembly. Why did he not send it?
He said he sent it at a time when that government was almost rounding up, and then the next election was just around the corner.
He did not send it at all. That's not true. He did not send it at all. He sent that thing at that time purposely because of this derivation. And once that failed, he lost interest in it. Most of the decisions in the conference, if Nigeria should adopt it, we are going to be a better Nigeria. I have copies of the conference. Go and read the decision of the conference. It's one conference that, at the end of the day, all of us came together and started behaving like one Nigeria. You know, when Nigeria is at a football field, you won't know who's outside, you won't know who's Igbo, you won't know who's Yoruba. All they want is to win. So, and that was what happened in that conference. All of us, what we wanted was for Nigeria to survive.
So why has, if you have this much confidence in that report, why has the APC government, which you're a part of, not seen to the implementation
I've
of it?
answered you. If the president who did it didn't send it to the National Assembly, how will you want the president coming in to take it to the National Assembly?
The government is a continuum, even though it's different parties.
No. It doesn't work that way. What I would have advised the present president to do was to set up a committee and tell them to look at that decision. And let the committee come, and then they submit it to the executive, they submit it to the people, and let them ratify it. That's all. Simple. Well, you can't single-handedly now send it. He didn't originate it.
So why did he not?
Politics doesn't work that way.
All right, so why did this government not do that? And why did statesmen like you, who have so much respect, because billions were spent on this confab, and to think that nothing is going to come out of it?
You are putting the blame on us when you should have put the blame on the PDP president who didn't submit it. He spent so much money. He was controlling the majority in the assembly. He would have just sent it. Why didn't he send it? That's the question you should ask. Not why the person who came in did not send it. There are different political ideologies.
As a politician who has been in power over decades, are you happy with where Nigeria is today? And can you boldly and happily hand this Nigeria over to your next generation?
Thank you for that question. You see, I'm 78. I was born just immediately after the Second World War. So I know I grew with Nigeria from the Second World War. Let's take Lagos, for instance. By the time I was young, Lagos was 7 islands. There has been development. It's not as bad as you imagine. Most of you were born into development, and the development is still going on. When we were young, Abuja did not exist. There is a new city, beautiful city. Abuja is a city that can compare with any city in the world. We have it here. If you go to most of these states now, we created almost 36 states with capitals. Those capitals were villages before. The best of them was a town, big little town. Those capitals we have all developed now. We have done our best. The only thing we should now work upon, for which I thank the President Buhari for, is corruption. Let the next president also come and say, yes, I'm going to fight corruption. And the only way you can fight corruption is if yourself, you are not corrupt. You know, I'm not, Buhari has his own little problems, so, because it's very difficult to see him. And when you're a president, you don't give access for people to see you. That's the only problem we have with him. That's the only problem. But being president, as far as I'm concerned, is the best president we've ever had. I am a politician, and I've worked with almost all the presidents we've had. I've worked with all of them. Do you know the last president? A single woman sold $360 million. One woman. And then the next president came and was still able to manage that economy that we didn't feel it. No, you should give kudos to Buhari rather than people insulting him and saying all sorts of things. I'm so angry when people talk about him like that. And I'm also angry with him. For 6 years, I've been trying to see him. I couldn't see him myself.
Well, hopefully he was going to hear that from this interview. Senator, at 78, you can comfortably sit down and count your blessings. Being as successful as you are, what are some of those things that you would say you did right in the course of your journey in life?
The one thing that I did right was I never neglected my profession all the time I was in politics. I took politics as a hobby and took my profession seriously. If you are not comfortable and you go into politics, you will suffer. You must have a job. And then when you become a politician, you now have access, to promote that job you have, to promote that profession that you have. If you don't have one, then you begin to steal. For instance, if I'm a builder, and I'm also a politician, when government wants to build, I will approach them that, look, I'm a builder. If I'm a good one, they will give me so many. If I'm a bad one, they will probably give me very little and say, okay, go and do this little because you have been part of us. Do you understand? Yes. So when you want to be a politician, make sure you are your profession. Do not, I repeat, do not abandon your profession. That is the only way you can be great. That is the only way people will respect you. But if you come to this, you are begging for money, you see this one, you are begging for money, then they will not respect you. Or you begin to steal, people will know you are stealing, they will not respect you.
Thank you, Senator, for your time and effort, your insight into all that's been happening in the country.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we've come to the end of today's program. Join us next time for One on One. I am Maureen Menongwezigwe. Good day.